We're excited to kick off the 2018 season. Opening weekend was disappointing only in the fact that they had more rain in 3 days than they've had in 32 years, according to their local news. So it's a long way to travel to, play about 4 hours of softball. So it's kind of like, re-going into opening weekend this weekend. But for only having one returner in the field from last year in the same spot, a lot of good things in our quick day of softball. This team's been, all year we talk about behind closed doors that they're just slow and steady, and they're slow and steady getting better. And I liked what I saw. I liked the fight, liked how they played, loved the attitude, and really excited for this year.
You mentioned it was a quick day of softball. The game was played real close together. How do you handle losing a team out here? There's only like 20 or 30 minutes that you play consecutively. How do you get the team to refocus on the right?
This team's pretty easy because they understand kind of our mantra this year is doesn't matter, get better. So if we lose, doesn't matter, get better. If we win, doesn't matter, get better. So we just kind of have to focus on what we can focus on. Fortunately, with how they're trained growing up in summer ball, their whole lives are nothing but double headers. So you have to have a quick turnaround, which makes us mentally stronger and tougher. So really, I loved how they handled it. It was a very quick turnover. They mandated that we start on time. So we really didn't even get to have a snack in us. But I thought they played great. I mean, they played good ball. You could tell the other teams had played before. But, when you play a team, Alabama, who's a perennial power in the World Series, we would like to have that game back. We had a couple key, miscues, but really we felt good leaving the field, unless if you were there. It's hard to read that in a score box. And then we had a really hard fight against Virginia Tech, who we're excited to see again this weekend.
I think it's really easy just because our mindset always is to move on and get to the next play. So it's really easy when you lose a game to come back and be like, okay, this game we can win. So it was easy.
It's a lot of fun. We are all very grateful to be here and play for Penn State softball and wear Penn State across our chest. So when you put on the blue and white uniform, it's really easy to focus in on what we need to do. And we just constantly look forward to getting better. And we know we have a whole season ahead of us, so we're just taking one pitch at a time.
Kind of build off your question too, in that regard, is we have 54 games left. So for us, it's about getting stronger every weekend. It's not about winning a national championship opening weekend or winning the Big Ten. That's humanly impossible, actually, so it's great. So that's kind of, you can see the mindset that they have. It's just, we got to focus on the next pitch, the next play, which has been a weakness in our program. And so for them to finally come out and be able to live that, do that, and demonstrate that is, I think, going to be a huge part of our success this year. She was stellar. She kind of came out. I thought she got, kind of big at a few moments where she kind of pressed, but she had a great weekend. She really kept Alabama off balance. She had one missed pitch that was hit really hard, and that's what really good teams do, and they capitalized. So you have to tip your hat to Alabama. We just had one error really that kind of started the Alabama floodgates, which Holuba is awesome because it's always 70 and sunny, but we can't quite figure out how to do 40-mile-an-hour winds in Holuba. So when we had a 40-mile-an-hour wind that kind of caught up, that kind of started the madness. It is what it is. But for Jess, for her mental sustainability to stay calm and to come back and pitch well against Virginia Tech just shows kind of where she's at. In her career, she hasn't had much pitching time due to injury. So for her to show that senior leadership and to understand her role for the program was huge this weekend. We're very happy with her. Another thing, great job. I think she came out against Alabama a little nervous. Kind of have to get that, the excitement, the adrenaline of the first game is something that only athletes, I think, understand. So even against Alabama, she really settled down, got us ground balls, kept them off balance, and then did what she needed to do against Virginia Tech. But for both of our pitchers to compete at a high level, that's really all we're looking for. Everybody right now is just competing. I thought they did well. I don't think they're near what they're going to do, what their capabilities are. But I was very happy with their first 2 games.
You mentioned that you have to play that pitch mentality. Was there anything specifically that you did in the offseason to kind of address that? What was a spot in the program?
I would give a lot of credits to Dr. Olson, for the university bringing him on. A coach can say the sky is blue, but when you bring somebody else in that say the sky is blue, that really helps. And his ability to touch the coaching staff, because he trains us as well and helps us, and his ability to train them and kind of really, bring us all together on the same language, the same page, understand the triggers of what's going to create high anxiety in a play and how to really work through it. You'd have to ask them, but I really credit Dr. Olson for a lot of that and helping us have a common language and helping us really get to that other side, to that championship mentality.
I will ask that question too. What was that experience like? And
Dr. Olson does a great job at both doing teamwork and individual work. Right before he left, he actually asked all of us what was our greatest fear going into the start of the first game. And by recognizing and addressing our fears, we realized that it really wasn't a fear. And so we were able to be headstrong and go towards and try to get a W.
In the beginning of the season, we started doing breathing exercises just to slow our heart rates, and I think that has been really helpful, especially for me. When I get really excited and stuff, my heart rate does speed up, so it was really good to have like a go-to and a routine when I'm like that. So it was good.
Taking out deep this weekend, a brand new program in college softball. How do you approach facing a team that really isn't
I think it's exciting. We always talk about kind of go back to your roots. We had one of the greatest days on Sunday. We got to work out at a local high school in a gym that was probably as big as that table. So it was kind of a very humbling experience, everything we've talked about. So Duke went in, had a great opening weekend. I think they were 3-2 or 2-3. And it's just, they're going to play good softball. We know a lot of their recruits. It's going to be, run 60 feet, turn left. It's the same game, so we're pretty excited about it. We are their first game in their stadium. I've been a part of a few of those. So, they're going to have a lot of adrenaline going. They're going to have a big crowd, so we're going to have to navigate that scenario and that scene. Obviously, they have quite the home field advantage in that. But I know their coach, she's going to do a great job there. She's already proven that, they've quickly put a solid program on the field already. We're just going to go and focus on Penn State, and hopefully at the end of that, that's a W. Actually, my biggest concern going into the weekend, honestly, was our defense. I felt our defense, we had a lot of defensive miscues last year, and that was substantially improved. I know in the box score you see errors. However, what you see are pop fly errors and 40-mile-an-hour winds. We handled the ball really well. Our infield was phenomenal. Destiny Weber made some great plays. Gianna at shortstop. Paige playing first base for the first time. Made a huge play in the hole to get a lead runner. And then the other set of errors that came were just inexperienced errors. Danny Fay being a freshman against Alabama, that's a pretty big moment. So she had an over-aggressive error, which goes down to error as a book, but I'll take aggression anytime. I thought she played hard, and we value errors of aggression in our program. So for us to have such a quick turnaround of, really taking care of the ball, I felt like I was very pleased with that. The biggest thing we have to improve on is we did an excellent job of getting runners on. We had a lot of hit by pitches. We had a lot of runners in scoring position, but we just cannot capitalize. So that was an area of concern. We've talked about it as a team, so that's kind of, something obviously we'll be continuing to work on. And it's just really that balance of, this team wants it so bad they can't see straight, and everybody wants it so bad that when they have that moment of them staying relaxed and understanding, just do what you do, that's how you got here, versus trying to get really big and, kind of get out of their comfort zone. So once they mentally figure out how to runner at 3 and just stay relaxed, I think that's when you're going to see the huge jump in success. And they're getting close, and I think Dr. Olson's a big part of that to help us work through those emotions. But overall, again, it's such a small sample size, 12 innings. And those 12 innings with our small sample size, I'm very pleased. And my favorite thing about this group, any challenge or adversity they've faced throughout the year, they've come out stronger and better. And like I've said, I've never seen a team, and I tell them all the time, that just slowly gets better and better. And if they keep doing that, I believe they're going to have the season that they want to have. Yeah, I think that's the coach's least favorite question in the whole world of, what do you think for this year? I'm like, I don't know. We haven't played a game yet. So many things are out of your control on game day. Umpires, weather, travel, there's just so many things that go along with winning and losing that will never show up on a piece of paper. Really, I actually feel for the first time our expectations and standards are completely in line with the entire team. And really what we're valuing is our ability to quickly recover, focus on the next pitch, play the game hard, play for Penn State, play for one another. And that's why if all of that takes care of itself, we will take care of the game and we will win. And that's why, in our small sample size of 12 innings, I do fully believe that it's going to be a really good year. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be the first one to get out of this thing.
Okay.
We're a little